Karen Dubs here, flexiblewarrior.com. Today's segment is going to be about 30 minutes. It's going to be a combination of strength with yoga. So part of a challenge. And if you are fit over 50 as well, I would encourage you to incorporate this. People ask me all the time, like, what am I doing to stay fit and flexible over 50? This is it. This is it. So it's a combination of strength. You are going to need some light weights. These are just 8-pound dumbbells. So if you don't have weights at home, maybe grab some water bottles, some big soup cans, something like that. But invest in some at-home weights would be a good idea anyway. If you have a yoga mat, that would be great. And then you are going to need an elevated surface. If you have a step riser, you can use that. I'm just going to use my lounge chair here, if I can scooch the dogs aside, that is, and that'll be my elevated surface. So we're going to start with a short warm-up. Again, it'll be about 30 minutes. Have some water with you too. Take breaks if you need to. And as always, honor, protect, and listen to your body first and foremost. So of course we want to prevent injury. We're going to be mindful of how we're moving and adjust as need to, depending on what's going on with you. Okay, so starting with just a chair flow, you're going to bend your knees and just bring your hands onto your thighs. So coming into a squat position, we're just going to tuck the tailbone under, round the spine, hollow the belly, and then as you inhale, extend and open the heart center. So we're just flexing and extending the spine to get the core warmed up and the spine warm as well. And as always, you want to try to connect movement with breathing. So what you're going to do is you're going to inhale deeply right here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And as we continue to move through this a few more times, let's set a positive intention to be strong and resilient. Strong and resilient. Okay, let's do this one more time. Inhale to extend the spine, open the heart center, exhale, tuck. Now this time I want you to take a deep sun breath in. Inhale, reach all the way out and up. And then exhale, sit back down into your chair. Now here I want you to be extra mindful that the weight of your body is in your heels. Your toes can wiggle up nice and light. Your core is strong, so the belly is pulled in and back and down, and the shoulders are away from the ears. You feel your thighs warming up. We're going to inhale and exhale, flow through your chair. So we're rising up on the inhale and lowering down on the exhale. So if you want to, you can take a little back bend, reach up and back, get a little extension through your spine, positive energy in with the inhale, exhale. Again, for those of you who are in my category of fit over 50, let's be extra mindful of our warrior spirit, right? So really gather that good positive energy in and exhale, lower down. And so instead of being victims, we are warriors. That's really, the mindset is so key, I believe. Okay, we got this one more time. Inhale. And last one. Now this time I want you to stand nice and tall in mountain pose. So that just means good posture, alignment from the physical body, from the ears to the shoulders, to the hips, to the heels, belly's pulled in, weight is evenly distributed through the feet. Okay, now what we're going to do is go through the movements without weights first, kind of a warm up and a mindfulness of posture and alignment. And then the second and third round through, we'll add weights. And then stick around because we're going to do a stretch. So what I want you to do is bring your weight into your right foot and just pull the left knee into the chest. So we're just going to start on working on a little bit of balance. So this is single leg mountain pose. So just like we practiced in the mountain pose a second ago, this is the same exact thing, except of course we're working on balance, focusing the eyes, and notice your posture from the crown of the head all the way down through the right foot. Now here's what we're going to do. You're going to take a step back with your left foot, hands come into prayer. You're going to inhale, excuse me, Stella, and exhale, step forward with the left foot. So inhale back and exhale forward. Now I have my hands in prayer. You don't have to do that. If you want to have your hands down by your side or whatever feels good for you, but I want you to really ground through that right foot. So you're really working on that stability. The core is strong, the heart and chest are open, and the posture is lifted. Now, if you do lose your balance, like I almost just did there, it's all good. It's best if you focus your eyes forward. So as I turn my head, I tend to lose my balance. So that's note to self, focus your eyes, and we're going to do 3 more. So we're just practicing this movement. And then we're going to, of course, be adding a weight, like I said. Last 2. And this is your last one. Now step that left foot forward. Take a deep breath in. Transition your weight to your left foot. Pull your right knee in. Work on that single leg mountain pose. Flex your right foot. Lift your heart. Feel the length from the crown of the head down through your left foot. Take a deep breath. And exhale, we're going to take a giant step back with that right foot. Hands can come to prayer if you like, and tap back and forward. So working on balance and stability, strength, and resilience. Inhale as you step back, exhale as you step forward. Now, if the core is strong, the posture is aligned, and the eyes are focused all at the same time, you're going to have a lot easier time balancing, both in physical body and in life, right? So alignment, action, and then mindfulness. Last two, inhale as you step back, exhale as you step forward. This is your last one. And step it forward, take an inhale. And then good posture in mountain pose. Perfect. Now the next exercise is where you're going to need your elevated surface. So if you have a step, you can use that. Again, I'm just going to use my bench here. If you don't have a bench, I'll show you how to do this on the floor. Actually, let's do that first, and then just in case you don't have a bench or an elevated surface. So you guys know bridge pose. That's all you're going to do, except we're going to add a little bit of a challenge to it by elevating the surface. So feet are hip distance apart, and you're going to press down with your feet and lift up with your hips, and you're going to lower down and lift up. Again, this is just our warm-up. Eventually, you are going to be holding weights and putting them right here on your hips to add a little bit of extra resistance to it. But for now, I just want you to be mindful of your alignment and your breathing. So the alignment is feet grounded evenly through both sides of your feet, and then knees are aligned with the middle toes. So just be mindful that the knees are not splaying out and you're not rolling to the pinky toe side of your foot. The breathing is inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Now, if you do have an elevated surface, this is what you're going to do. You're going to scooch your doggies out of the way. And then you're going to scooch to the end of your elevated surface so that rib cage is on your bench, your head is relaxed, and you're lowering your tailbone all the way down and lifting all the way up. So that gives you a little bit extra range of motion, which intensifies the exercise. Again, on our second round, we'll have our hands here with weights holding on to them, increasing the resistance as an option. Okay, so either one of those, all good. And then go ahead and come out of that. That's your warm up. Okay, and then the very last exercise is going to be a plie squat. So what it looks like is you're going to turn your toes out and your heels in. And we're going to drop down to this sort of athletic, ready plie squat position. And you might feel an inner thigh stretch. For those of you who are my cyclist friends and my runner friends, inner thigh stretch, feel good? All right. And so what I want you to be extra mindful of, the knees pressing back towards your pinky toes. You're going to release your hands from your thighs and bring your hands to heart center. We're going to drop it down and up. Okay, again, this is just your warm up. On our next round, we're going to be holding a weight to just intensify it a little bit. Breathing in, breathing out. Core is strong, heart is open. Intention is, I am a warrior. I got this. I am strong and resilient. All right, let's do 3 more. What we're going to do is add a little pulse, 2, and you're going to hold it down right here at the bottom. Extra mindful that the knees are pressing back to the pinky toes. And pulse it for 8, 7, 6, get those thighs warmed up, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze your inner thighs, come all the way up. You can toe heel your feet in or bring a hop in, okay? Awesome job. Okay, so what we're gonna do is kind of come back from the beginning and then add in your weights. You ready? You can take a sip of water. Let's all do that, a little sip, and get ourselves ready to go. Okay. So starting with this chair flow, you're going to drop down into that chair, and what we're going to do right away is mindfully shift the weight back into the heels. Core is strong, eyes are focused. Inhale and exhale. Now, your option, you guys, is number 1, you can keep doing this. Number 2, you can add a hop out and a hop in. Hop out, hop in. Okay, this is going to get your heart rate up a little bit. Right? Get us a little bit more into that fat burning zone. If this doesn't feel good for you and you're not really into hopping today, you're just going to do this. Okay? And Either way, it's all good. Just go with what your energy feels that day. That's really, really important. I often say, I pass runners all the time. I walk my dogs on a trail, and I see their grimacing faces. I see their posture rounding. They're running like this, and they're miserable. And I just want to say, it's okay, walk. Walk. It's okay sometimes to walk. And so if you are more of a walker today, you're here. If you're feeling super energized, you're here, right? Anyway, 3, 2, and 1. Either way, we are warriors. We are warriors. Good posture, good alignment. Align from thoughts to actions. You did the most important part. You showed up. And so now the second most important part is you finish what you started. So we got to move on to our next set, incorporating our weights. All right. So here we are in mountain pose. Breathing deeply. Heart rate is a little up. You're alive and well. That's prana. That's the prana flowing. You're going to transition your weight to your right foot and come into your balance. Eyes are focused. Posture is aligned. And we're breathing. We're going to take a step back with that left foot and add a bicep curl. And then step forward, tapping your left foot. 10. Now you can always do more than me or less than me. All right. And if you need some help with balance, don't worry about using the weights. You can always have maybe a chair close by. You know, you could use the railing if you're outside like I am on your porch. Whatever you need to do. Okay, don't worry about it. It comes with progress. Progress comes with practice. And little by little, taking those action steps. Last 3, 2, and 1. Step together. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. We stand tall, aligned, and open. Shift the weight to the left foot. Bring the right foot in. Inhale, balanced and aligned. And we step back with the right foot. We curl, and we step together. Good. So we're obviously working a little bicep strength, a little balance, quad, glute, hamstring, mindfully moving. Again, feel free to do more or less than me. Count on your own so you know you're doing the equal repetitions from right to left. Okay, for me, I have 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down and stand tall in mountain pose. Okay. Coming back to that bridge. Again, you can do the bridge on the floor if you don't have an elevated surface. And if you do, you're going to have a seat. And what I like to do is put the weight down first. I'll show you like my way of doing it. You do you, I do me. But I take the hands to the side and I scooch forward, bring the ribs, the lower ribs, onto the padded surface, and then bring your weights up right onto your hip creases. Your head is down and relaxed. Hello, Luna. Hi, sweet girl. And then we're lowering and lifting. So the breathing is lowering as you breathe in, exhaling as you breathe out. You're like me, you have a puppy in your face. Just try to ignore the best you can your dogs. And what happens is, people always ask me, like, how do you get your dogs to do that? They're all over my mat. They're all up in my face. So they get tons of attention, you guys. They're super, super spoiled. And I'm kind of a strict mama in many ways. But if you ignore, next thing you know, she just left, right? Because she's like, oh, I'm not going to get the attention I was kind of looking for. So I would encourage you to do that as well. Like, do the best you can right here, right now, to be here and to block out distraction and to be present for yourself, for your own self-care. Okay, really squeeze those glutes as you lift up to the top. Again, you can feel free to do extra reps or stop early if it feels like a little too much for you. This is so good for the glutes. Last one. And lower down. Now this time I'll show you how I like to get up. This is just me. If it works for you, awesome. If not, okay too. I like to push up and come into the squat position right here. I mean, for me, that just feels so good. Weights right at the chest. Okay. And then with your weights at the chest, you breathe in, you press your feet and you come up. If you want to stay strong and flexible and fit over 50, you got to practice those kinds of things too. Okay, next is our plie squat. You can use one or both weights. Toes are turned out, heels are in, or no weights at all if you prefer. You can cross the weights together. I like to do that. And then lower down. The knees are open, pressing back to the pinky toes. The chest is up, but you're hinging a little bit at the hips. What I don't want you to do is come down like this. I want you to keep the heart lifted. Breathe in, exhale, press through the heels. Imagine you're squeezing your feet together as you come up. Go ahead, 10. Again, feel free to do less or more than me. Breathing deeply, mindful of your posture, your alignment, and our mindset. Let's do the best we can to have a positive mindset. So there's lots of studies that show, as far as aging is concerned, if we think we're going to get old and decrepit and lose our strength and our flexibility, guess what will happen? The body hears you, and that's exactly what will happen. But if you have the mindset of, I'm going to be stronger and more resilient and use my wisdom years to empower myself, then guess what happens? The body hears you, and there we are. So let's be positive and have that warrior spirit. Let's hold down at the bottom. We might have done a few extra reps here, all good. Knees are pressing open, get that inner thigh stretch and pulse at 10, 9, breathing in, 8. A little smile doesn't hurt. That sends a positive message. I'm happy. I got this. No grimacing. Relax your forehead. 3, 2, and bring it up. Toe heel your feet together, or feel free to hop in if you want. We're going to do a quick stretch. I want you to put your weights down, have a quick sip of water, and then we're going to do a third round. Okay, quick sun salutation to stretch that out and kind of reset, and then our third and final round before we do a more focused stretch at the end. Hands at heart center, good posture, good alignment. Be here right now. You're signed up for this challenge. You're here. The most important part is the action. So it's easy to sign up. It's easy to be like, oh yeah, I want that. But will you follow through? Will you continually take the action day after day? Align your thoughts to your actions. Here we go. Inhale, positive energy in. I can and I will. Exhale, big dive out. I let go of anything that doesn't serve me, that is in my way, the obstacles. Inhale, open up the chest. Now you can have your hands on your shins, come halfway up, stretch out those hamstrings. Hands can be on shins if you're feeling a little more flexible. Fingertips can be right by the pinky toes. Either way, crown of the head to tailbone long, belly in, heart open, breathe and lengthen. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back to a nice strong plank pose. So we're going to hold plank for a little bit, work on a little core. I want you to make sure that there's a micro bend in your elbows. Again, the chest and the heart are open. The belly is in and up. The eyes are so softly focused right out in front of you. The core is strong, and we're breathing. Hold and breathe for 3. Work on that strong core and that alignment for 2. And 1. Now, you're going to shift to your toes. You can bend your knees here if you want to modify. Otherwise, with straight legs, lower with control as softly as you can. You'll land down on your mat. You're going to inhale, open up to a cobra. Press through the palms, lift through the heart, get that good stretch. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up to the sky. And we're going to get a good stretch in downward facing dog. Now, mindfully bring the awareness back to your breathing. And at the beginning of our session today, our intention, strength, resilience. So reset that. I am strong. I am empowered. I am going to take action today to fuel my warrior spirit. Part of that will be fueling yourself with superfoods, with foods that nourish and nurture you on every level. Your immune system, every cell of your body is getting stronger and more empowered as you eat healthy, high-quality foods. Take one more nice deep breath in here in your downward dog, and then look to your hands and step, or feel free to hop to the front edge of your mat. One more halfway lift, so line your toes up so they are in alignment as well. Hands again, shins, open your heart and lengthen from the crown to the tail. Inhale, positive energy. Exhale, releasing and letting go of the negative. Rise to standing, press down through your feet. Inhale, Big sun breath. Again, that good positive energy coming back in, and exhale to your mountain pose. Okay, ready for your third and final set. So again, we're going to finish this. By the way, when you pick your weights up, I just did it poorly. You should pick them up like this rather than what I just did, but my back is pretty strong. So I tend to pick things up sometimes inappropriately. So just be mindful as you pick things up. It's best to lower, bend your knees, pick up, and lift up from there. Okay. Even when I'm feeding my dogs, I'm mindful of that. And I really try to practice that, engage the glutes and all the things, all the things. So good posture, shoulders up, back and down. We are in mountain pose at the front edge of the mat. We inhale. Exhale, shift the weight into the right foot, hold that balanced position. Focus your eyes, feel aligned, even though you're standing on one leg. Take an inhale, step back with your left foot, curl the weights to the shoulders, and exhale, step forward. Again, you can do more or less than me. If you need help with the balance, you just put the weights down and you hold on to a chair or your railing or whatever. But let's be mindful again of our posture and our mindset. Have that warrior spirit with your mindset. This yoga cross train is such a, oh my gosh, such a wonderful combination to build both strength and flexibility in a short amount of time. Okay, a couple more here. Stay with me. Working on that strength and balance and core stability. Last two. And last one. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Stand tall, aligned and open. Transition your weight to your left foot. Right foot comes up from the mat. And we hold and breathe. I feel my heart rate up a little bit. It feels good. Stepping back with the right foot, curl it in. And step together. Inhale and exhale. Move and breathe. You've got this. Bring attention to your intentions. Finish strong. I've got two more. Hopefully you're counting your own. And last one. Awesome. Mountain pose. Up, back, and down. Now we're coming back to our bench or elevated surface. Again, if you don't have an elevated surface, that's not an excuse. You don't skip it. You do your bridge on the mat, right? Like we practiced the first round. Otherwise, hands can come to the side, scooch forward so that your rib cage is on your elevated surface. Your weights can rest on your, like the creases of the thighs is where I like to put it, right below the hip sock, the hip bone. But whatever feels good for you. And you lower down and you lift up. And at this point for our third round, you should be really feeling the glute activation. Be mindful of the weight in the feet. Notice what you're doing with your neck, by the way, and your face. So relax your face. Make sure the chin is a little bit to the chest. So the neck is neutral with the thoracic spine. And the breathing, right? The breathing is inhale as you lower, exhale as we lift on the exertion. Couple more, finish strong. I am strong, I am empowered, I can, and I will. 3, 2, and 1. Drop your tailbone down. Now, if you want to do my little maneuver of getting up this way, feel free. Otherwise, get up with whatever way feels good for you. I love to come into this sort of prayer squat position. It's hard to get me out of it, actually. It feels so good for me. So if it feels good for you, feel free to stay for a few breaths as well. Otherwise, go ahead and stand up quicker. And then keep the weights, if you are in the squat position, keep the weights at your center as you lift up. If you practice that, you guys, on a regular basis, I'm telling you, it's going to keep you strong and empowered. Okay, so toes out, heels in. That's a flexible warrior exercise for sure. I haven't seen anybody else do that, have you? We're going to come into that plie squat. Actually, let's hold it at the bottom first to just check that those knees are pressing open. You should be able to see your big toes. Weight is pushing backwards towards the pinky toes. Lower down on the inhale, lift up on the exhale. Inhale and exhale. However you want to hold the weights, I like to cross them together a lot of the times, but straight down is fine too. One weight is fine. You can just hold on to the top of one weight or no weights. Okay, as always, you do you, I do me. That's when we get the best results, when we're mindful of our own limitations and our own strengths, right? Both in your workouts and in life. Like, focus on what you can do rather than focusing on what you can't do. I know for me, I get migraines and I have an autoimmune disease. And of course, I'm 53 now as I film this today and a half. And there's things that I've let go of because of my autoimmune disease, and that's okay. That's okay for me. Actually, I'm stronger for it. The more that I tried to push through and do things that were not appropriate for me anymore, the more disempowered I became because I wasn't ready to let go. When I let go, that's when I empowered myself. So where in your life can you let go in order to empower yourself a little bit more? Okay, hold down at the bottom, contemplate that, and pulse. Contemplate that for yourself. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, I felt that. Toes together or hop it in. Shoulders up, back, and down. Let's do a roll down to release the weight. So chin to chest, roll all the way down. Release those weights off of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Excellent job, you guys. We're going to do a little stretch next. Exhale to a forward fold. Plant your palms and come into your plank once again. So in your plank pose, bring awareness back to your posture and back to your alignment. Stand tall in your hands. And again, if this is too much for you today, bend your knees and release. It's okay. It's all good. Take a deep breath. Strengthen from the core. Take one more deep breath in. You can and you will. Shift your toes. Again, control. Control. All the way to the mat as you bend your elbows. Soft landing. Inhale, point your toes. Come into a cobra to get a good stretch through your back and through your chest and your abs. And then downward facing dog as we exhale. So you're done the workout part, and we're going to shift into a stretch so you get some flexibility and that resilience factor in addition to your strength. Stay with me. This is just as important as the strength. If we don't practice flexibility as we age, guess what happens? We lose it. So balance, strength, and flexibility all combined to be more resilient and empowered overall. And of course, nourishing our minds with positive thinking, nourishing the cells of our body with healthy foods. That's what this challenge is all about. Take one more deep breath in. We're going to lift your right leg up to the sky the best you can. Bend that knee and kick it open. Inhale. And then exhale, step your right foot up and through your hands. If it needs help moving forward, just grab onto it and scooch it forward. We're going to come into a straddle stretch next. If your weight is in your way, you can just move it out of your way. Hands under shoulders. Toes are slightly in now. So when we were doing our plie squat, the toes were out, but now they're slightly in and the heels are the furthest thing away from you. You can have your hands under your shoulders for some support, or you can walk your hands back in line with your feet for a deeper stretch. And then if you want to add a chest stretch to it as well, feel free. And we're breathing. If you have some doggies behind you, like I do, you can reach and pet. And take one more nice deep breath in, let it go with your exhale. And then lift your torso, and we're going to walk around to your left foot. So walk around to the opposite foot. If you were on the opposite foot before, just switching sides, we're facing the opposite direction. That other foot is going to come up to the sky. We're going to bend that knee and kick open with the hip. The distribution of weight through your hands, by the way, is even. So just notice. The kneecap is lifting as high as you can, and the left foot is coming over to the right shoulder blade. We inhale, then we exhale. We step that left foot up and through the hands. Can help it forward at the knees so that the knee is right out over the ankle. And then we pivot one more time for our straddle stretch. Again, hands, if you're limited with your range, hands stay under shoulders for some support. Otherwise, hands, if you have more flexibility, can walk back in line with your feet. Or you can interlace those fingers over the chest or behind the back to get a chest stretch. And we breathe. Again, letting go of what doesn't serve us anymore to create space in our lives for more good stuff. One more breath. Releasing out of it. Coming all the way up, we're going to walk back over to the right foot, to the original foot, and step back into one last downward facing dog. Breathe and release. Ground yourself in positive energy to carry forward with you the rest of your day. Look to your hands, step, or feel free to hop lightly, feet to hands. Inhale one more time to your halfway lift, open up. Belly in, heart open, feel the length in the space in your spine. Exhale, fold yourself in half and bow to yourself, grateful that you showed up and you finished what you started. As we inhale, we rise up to standing. Take a deep breath in. And then we end in mountain pose where we began. We are strong, we are aligned, and we are ready to take positive action. Bring your hands to heart center. The light within me honors and acknowledges that same light that is within each of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your positive energy. Finish the challenge. So each and every day, show up. If you have some time to journal, write down some affirmations for yourself, write down some things that you're grateful for, and affirm that, drinking quality water, hydrating your body, eating nourishing foods, getting quality sleep, and showing up to your mat every single day. All of those things are what are going to get us from where we were to where we want to be. Okay? Namaste, warriors. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.